We have made it to the Takeuchi booth, so this is the one I'm always looking forward to. So they got a good sized booth this year, so, and a lot of machines. They got two big things. All their Series 3 stuff is starting to come out, and they've acquired a new facility in Moore, South Carolina, where they're going to start assembling all of the loaders. The North America is actually like 90% of their loader market, so they were able to get a building, like I said, over here in Moore, South Carolina, and I think they've got it up and running now, or they're going to sometime late April, I believe, getting it finished up. But they will start assembling all of the loaders over here, so that ought to really help. Like a lot of these dealers, I've had a lot of people mention to me, like, hey, I'm waiting, 90 days or 6 months for my machine and stuff like that. So with the addition of this facility, that should drastically cut that down and be able where they can kind of get production up and get these machines out a little quicker. So this is a 12 V2, the vertical lift machine that they just got wrapped for the show. Trying to kind of talk about that and let everybody know. And then, like I said, they're coming out with their Series 3, more of their excavators. I believe next year the loaders will start following. That's the TB370 over there. They unveiled it at the last ConExpo, which was 3 years ago, but the big ones now are the 350R, and they also have just a TB350 that's not a reduced radius or tail swing. And then over there is the TB335R, so it's another reduced tail swing that they have there. So those are the kind of the two big announcements for TOC, and they're gonna slowly be, I don't know, like on the, I should have been here earlier and have some of the TOC guys talk about, like on the 240s. I think eventually that will become like a 340, because they're going to do the reduced tail swings and then also have just like the conventional excavators there. And then I guess I should have started off first. I got the TL6, the 8, the 10, and then these are the 12s right here. That's a vertical lift and the radial lift machine. They got one of their wheel loaders. I think this is the 80, so this is the next size down from the one that I'd rented to do the snow removal. And then I believe the 395 is just now coming over here. I could be wrong, I don't know much about these. I think they're replacing the 295, but it's a little bit bigger machine. These are extremely popular over in overseas, Europe and stuff like that. With the smaller areas, they just drive these things around and work. They've also got, they've kind of teamed up with Knox or Kinsoffer, I never say it right, but to have their own tilt rotator on these now. And a lot of these machines are actually coming plumbed from the factory to be able to set this up, which is pretty cool. And then they have their own line of attachments and stuff like that as well. They're coming out now too with a mulching package on here, where they've got the external cooler on top of the machine, and then it's also got a winch in here in the back and a pretty heavy duty bumper. So I've never had any, when I rented that 12, which was in February, I mean, I don't mulch every day, so it's not really needed, but this is a new package. I believe you can actually order just the forestry mulching package when you get this. And then they've also teamed up with FAE to make their TOC brand mulchers. So this would just be set up as like a dedicated mulching machine with that cooler and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty neat, because I know I get a lot of questions about if they need to run that or not. And really, with the TOC's hydraulic capacity and their fans and stuff like that, they don't typically have any kind of overheating issues. But I mean, if you're somewhere where it's 100 degrees every day and you're mulching, it's just going to help out, because that cooler, I think they told me, will keep your fluid about 20 to 25 degrees cooler than without it and stuff. So, and yeah, that winch is pretty cool. You got to be in some pretty soft areas or something to need that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat and thought I'd add that in here. Not a whole lot that's changed with the loaders. Like, they're gonna, I believe the beginning of next year, they're gonna start rolling out their Series 3 with those. So they're gonna change a little bit of the interior. Everything with the Series 3 is going to like a touch screen on the loaders and the excavators, which we can look at the TB350R here. I don't think they'll say anything, but I remember to bring my key this time. Yeah, this is all for the tilt rotator, but then That's the actual screen that's in there. Navigated this one, so it's a little different than what I was used to in the other machine. But yeah, this one will be for the tilt rotator, which I haven't been on one of those that had that. And then yeah, this is kind of the screen setup for everything else. This one's, I've never even sat one of these until now. So you got your blade control, and then all your, instead of getting the rocker switches, just kind of got little buttons right there. Okay, yeah, it is. You kind of hit this button here, change for the AC, and then if you want to go to the radio, yeah, so it takes a little learning here, but you can kind of hit some of these buttons and that'll kind of switch stuff around. So I know that's what they're going to end up doing, like on the screens for the loaders and stuff like that as well. But yeah, that's kind of the inside here. So all your controls, your buttons and stuff over here, blade, and then apparently the joysticks are set up for the tilt rotator. Yeah, so this machine will, like I said, be replacing the TB 250-2, which was a Series 2. This is a Series 3, so yeah. 11,000 pound machine, 42 horse, digs 11 feet, almost 12 feet. So it's got 26 or 24.6 gallons per minute. So, and this one's company, like I said, with the Knox or the Kinshoffer tilt rotator that they kind of have their own brand of stuff. They've teamed up with like I said, Kinshoffer on that, and then I think the rest of their stuff actually Vernig makes them. So this will be it's a Talk brand, but it's a Vernig Harley rake, 4-in-1 bucket, and then actually all their buckets just for their loaders are now Vernigs instead of Paladin. Same thing with the grapple bucket there. And over here we got the TB20E, which is their all electric excavator, and it was unveiled at the last ConExpo, and Lee kind of did a little spiel on that, going over that. So that was kind of their big focus there. Here's the TB 335R, which is kind of going to be basically in the same class as be a little smaller than the TB 240, but you can kind of see the difference here where the counterweight and stuff's way over the back of the tracks and everything's moved forward, where this guy is a little more compact, so you can fit it in a lot smaller areas. It probably hangs over the edge of the track, I'm going to say like 6 inches and stuff when you get over there on the side. But this will be handy to get in a lot tighter areas. I mean, especially like those houses that I used to work on, this thing would fit between them really nice. So, and a lot of them are coming out now. They still got the dual auxiliary hydraulics, but they're plumbed for quick couplers already from the factory, which is huge, because I mean, like mine, both of mine have work brow couplers, and they have to run the lines and everything down. So that was something I think they've been working on for quite a while, I believe. But yeah, they've got all that set up, so it's just a nice clean setup on that. It just kind of runs down there, looks real factory. So yeah, that'll be a handy size there. And the TB 257 FR replaced the 153 FR. They actually unveiled this at the last ConExpo 3 years ago. I know I keep saying that, but there's a lot of stuff here that it's been out for several years, and that's got like kind of the I don't really know what it's not, I guess it's kind of a swing boom feature, but the whole thing moves side to side. So these were really neat and interesting. You can almost dig a square hole without having to move the machine at all. So that's pretty handy on there. And here's the TB 370, which would be the step above like my 260. So, and just below the 290. It's right under 15,000 pounds, 55 horse. So that's a definitely a good size machine. They added that one at, like I said, last ConExpo, so they didn't have a size in that class. It went from the 260 right to the 290, so you went from a 13,000 pound to a 20,000 pound. So that's kind of a really good in between. That I'm kind of thinking if I do replace my 260 just to go to this 370, because I need to keep something in that size range just to get in and do a lot of the footings and such that I do. And over here is the one I was really excited about. This is the 2150R. So for everyone that's always surprised that I have a swing boom on a 37,000 pound machine, this is their conventional excavator, where it's just got the normal I guess I call it like the conventional boom, where it's actually set back in the machine, and this is kind of a reduced tail swing as well on that. So it's still, it's 34,000 pounds. Mine's almost 37,000 right now with my thumb and coupler setup. Mine's all work brow, where I don't know, it looks more like a Strickland thumb. Like I said, I should have asked some Lee or some talk people while I was here. It's just easier to film when nobody is here. But yeah, this is the one I was kind of wanting at first. It's just a nice, clean, compact machine. They've been making these over Europe and overseas, I want to think, still, or want to say since 2015 or 16. And they've even got one with the it's a VR boom, where there's another break in the boom up there, so they can really get into some confined areas with it. So, but basically it's just my machine. It's just shrunk down. It's, you know, mine, where it sticks out with the swing booms out here, it's moved back, but then my counterweight's also past the back of the track, so they just kind of got this one, I said, a little more compact. But it's a good looking machine, and it's available with the all rubber tracks, or the street pads, or even I think they're 24-inch steel tracks, which I can actually take my street pads off and bolt on the steel tracks as well. But you will start seeing more and more of these coming over here. There's actually starting to bring them over here now. It's probably going to be closer to I think summertime before my dealer's going to get some of them. But yeah, they'll have them over here pretty quick. Still hoping one day I'm going to try to go and get one of these from the dealer, just to compare and see what it's like with the, you know, the conventional or the boom set back in there versus the swing boom, because mine is extremely well balanced. So it'd just be kind of fun and run and do a little comparison. Yeah, and they got their little 2,500 pound TB210. So this is one of them that'll fit in like a 36-inch gate. I think the track's retracting it now. That's why the blade that comes off the end. So this is actually, it looks kind of pointless or whatever, but I've had to have a few, there were Bobcats this size, but I've had to rent them to get inside areas to do like downspouts and such. So these are worth their weight in gold on jobs like that. So definitely a handy little machine. I'm a little big and goofy on it for as small as it is, but also very handy. So yeah, that's kind of the overall of the talk booth this year. They got a nice setup and brought a lot of nice machines. So well, like I said, you guys will start seeing the Series 3 stuff rolling out here really quick. Like I said, I know my dealer's already got 3 or 4 of the 335s and a couple of the 350s here. So these will be kind of making their way out pretty quick. Lots of exciting stuff to come from Takeuchi. So I was happy that they let me kind of wait in here until they closed tonight and sneak around and get some pictures and take some video of it. So yeah, appreciate everything that they've done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, just send me a comment, and we'll catch you in the next one.